Restaurants, golf courses, tennis courts, and Olympic pools, this trendy cosmopolitan holiday getaway combines the best of relaxation experience and the extreme water activities.
Elgona is a very exciting place. It looks very international and safety.
Jezdíme tady kvůli sportu, kiteboardingem.
The reason why we come back again, it's that we like kiting, this kind of sport.
Egypt je, přemýšlím, Egypt je zajímavá země a určitě stojí za to ho vidět.
Egypt is a very exciting country and for sure you should come back and see it.
Welcome back, dear viewers. When we were touring here in Gona, we met a very interesting tourist that we decided to make this interview with. She's such a sweetheart. She's a German tourist. Welcome here in Egypt, and we want to know more about your experience here in Gona. Of course, I can see that you're doing water activities now. You're doing surfing. Let's know more about it.
We're still windsurfers that came to Elgona because we heard so many interesting things about the city and the concept, and this place is one of the few places just where still can do windsurfing, but I guess we're moving into kite surfing in the future, really.
Okay. Your name, please?
My name is Astrid, and I'm also a journalist from Germany, and yes.
Okay, a journalist that makes us touch different topics because you're a very intellectual, of course. So when we come to discuss how do you see Egypt from your own perspective? How do you see Gona from your own perspective as a tourist? And how do you see Egypt on the political arena? And how do you read?
Well, I have to say that I was so positively impressed about to get to know a very new and contemporary side of Egypt. I discovered Cairo, and especially also the western part of Cairo, Sheikh Zayed City and all those new quarters, and also a friend of mine told me, oh, when you go to the Red Sea, you just go to El Gouna, and I'm very surprised about all the new contemporary architecture and the very contemporary, I have to say, restaurants and beach bars. Very surprising, really.
Okay, is this your first time in El Gouna?
It's my first time. It's my first time in El Gouna.
Okay, when you're back in Germany, so you're a tourist here, how long are you staying?
I'm just staying this week, and I will be back next week, and yes, I will report very surprising, interesting things about El Gouna, really.
Do you intend, as a journalist, to write any article about Egypt and what you witnessed in Egypt when you go back to Germany?
Not really now. I'm a fashion journalist, so I'm very much into doing photo productions and things like that. But maybe it could be interesting for later times just to do something. We're very open, and so we're very much into very new and special locations and destinations, and that's why it's always interesting.
Wonderful. I'm so happy you're happy, but I want to ask you one more question. What is the most favorite Egyptian Oriental food that you like to eat, if you know more about the Oriental food?
Well, I'm not so specificated already, but of course, I love the hummus and all those nice aubergine things that Egypt has to offer. It's an amazing kitchen and a perfect mix of Oriental experimental stuff, and very interesting for everybody.
Okay, as a journalist in a fashion magazine, you mentioned before the interview the first fashion week that took place here in Egypt. Would you have any feedback?
I didn't really follow the first Egypt Fashion Week, but of course, I got it a little bit in the media, and I think in general, to have an Egyptian Fashion Week is worldwide really surprising, because I was deeply impressed also. I think it is such a nice heritage also this country has to offer that, yeah, you should just cooperate really internationally, and I think the people would love to come to this beautiful.
And it's worth to mention that when this wonderful, one of the biggest and one of the most famous brands all over the world and designers, the show was held at the Pyramids, which is one of the, of course, seven wonders of the world, which is, of course, the oldest and the first wonder of the world. So how did you feel when this show was taking place at the Pyramids?
I was so overwhelmed because I always wanted to see the pyramids, and it was always like such a mystic place, and I think it is so certain and special and unique, and I think it's still like one of the last, of course, world wonders that you have in Egypt, really.
Okay, El Gouna is the first city or town in Cairo that you come and visit. Or did you visit other cities here in Cairo, or touristic cities like Sharm el-Sheikh, like the North Coast? Did you go and did you witness any of them?
Like, I just visited Luxor, but in 2009, really like a long time ago. And I'm very curious, just like to see also Masa Alam or Sharm el-Sheikh. I think like we have to discover it really and be super open for all the new concepts happening in this country.
And you're waiting to watch the museums that already were inaugurated before the COP27 and all of this. Okay, did you witness the Sphinx Avenue inauguration in the middle of the COVID-19 and how impressive it was globally?
Like I missed it, I didn't really follow it, but I have to do it backwards. I just like
You have to log into YouTube.
yeah, I have to do a little bit more research really, like what was happening really in this country.
Honestly, the entire, not because I'm Egyptian, I'm a proud Egyptian, but honestly, the entire world was looking and witnessing this amazing event because it was amazing in every way. The organization, everything, how it was renovated, everything about it was impressive, especially that in light of the coronavirus and the pandemic, we made it. So it was very, very honorable to us all as Egyptians. We're pharaohs, and it's always like this. What are your future plans with your husband? And
Like our future plans are really like going a little bit back and forth between Germany and Egypt, but like I might come and stay a little bit longer. It depends.
that's
So.
the good news, and that's the good part of this interview, that you will be living with us soon here in Egypt, hopefully. Of course, we wish you all success. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of your stay here in El Gouna. Hope you always enjoy Egypt and staying in Egypt. I had the pleasure, of course, to have this interview with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So it was a pleasure also from my side. Thank you.
Well, I guess